Okay, let's make a colors of light example or color wheel of three light pixels crossing over each other to make a color sampling. So the first thing we're going to do is we're in Photoshop. We're going to go to File and New, and we're going to call this Colors of Light. And this make, instead of pixels, let's go to inches. Let's make this 8 inches tall by 10 inches wide. 72 resolution is fine because we're just going to display this on our computer. RGB color, red, green, and blue, perfect. Those are the three colors we're going to be using. So here we've got an 8 by 10 piece of paper. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the internet and we're going to find a colors of light sample. Oh good, I've already put colors of light in there, so I'll just type in colors of light, images. Oh, and there's a nice example right there. So we're going to take this and just drag it to our Photoshop document. So we're going to use this as a sample to use as light falls over each other or controls each other. So as a red light and red pixels and blue pixels and green pixels cross over the top of each other, they're actually going to change their color value. And so therefore we get magenta, cyan, and yellow. And as all three cross over each other, we get white. So we're going to make an example like this. I'd like you to make an example like this. So we're going to use custom shapes. Now the custom shape tool is right here. Usually we have rectangular tool right here. We're going to bring it down to custom shapes. Now up top here on our menu bar, right up here, we've got all types of shapes. Now if you don't have this many shapes on your Photoshop, click on the sprocket, go to all, and then just hit append. Now you've got all of these to play with. Okay, so there's some nice shapes here to work with. I'm just going to grab a nice, let's just find an arrow. That'd be kind of nice there. And I'm going to drag and click on an arrow. Okay, now move tool, I can move that around. Command T, I can resize it and twist it and have some fun with it. So I've already got blue. Now the reason it turned out blue is right up here in my custom shapes. Right up here, the fill was already at blue. Perfect. It's the same, basically the same color blue. Let's drag another arrow. That'll be blue again. But let's change this arrow. Instead of being blue, I want it red. So fill, red. Now find a nice rich red and hit. Okay, it's already there. Move tool. Now to cross over the top of each other, hit Command T. And I'm going to cross those over like this. Something like that. And let's bring it over here so you can see that it's an arrow. Okay. Now let's drag one more arrow out here. And make that one green. Nice, perfect. That's the color green I want. Now I've got these three colors, Command T. Now what might be kind of fun is to drag these arrows out and make a nice example like this. Now each layer has its own properties, Command T. Drag this out like this. Kind of make a triangle maybe of arrows. The blue one, Command T. So where this crosses, well, this is how we can see them all. Right now, they're crossing on the top of each other, and we're having a hard time seeing as they cross over. So let's turn the opacity down of each arrow, about 50%. You could type in the 50, right? If you want to type in, just go like that. Put 50, 50. Now we can see where they cross over the top, so we can kind of get a little bit more creative here, where they cross over each other. Command T. Something like that might be all right. Make a nice pattern with these here. And let's go to this blue. Now if you hold down Command and click right on the color you want, it selects the layer for you. So you don't have to go find the layer. You can just hit Command, click on it. It found the right layer, Command T. I'll put that one kind of straight down, something like that. Good enough. Okay, now where they cross over. Now we need to get this thing all flattened so we can get a hold of all these pieces. So go to Layer at the top, Flatten Image. Now it makes all one layer. Go to your Magic Wand. Now what's cool about the Magic Wand, now if you can't find the Magic Wand, it's underneath your Quick Selection tool. Quick Selection tool will do the same thing, it's a little slower. You can go in here and say, I want this and this and this. If you've got selections going on, I call these marching ants. Command D gets rid of those. I like the Magic Wand. Now the Magic Wand is going to grab just parts. Now notice how it didn't see, now here's the difference with the Magic Wand. It sees the pixels and will look at white and go, oh, that's not the same color as there, and that's not the same color as this one, so it's going to grab just the color I want. Tolerance. Now, 32 is kind of the default for Photoshop. If I use that for 32, it does a pretty good job. But if I run this up to, say, 99 and click on it, see how it grabs the whole arrow? Because there's not 99 different pixels between this green and this green and this green and this green. So it's going to go find all the green that's similar. I don't want that. I only want to find just what I found before. Now, to get rid of the marching ants, hit Command D. Okay. And you can select just that. Or, yeah, so that's deselect, or say select and deselect. I just hit Command D. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this. I'm going to hit 10 pixels. And it grabs just the part I want. I need to paint this back to this color green. So we go to our paintbrush. Right now we've got blue selected here. Click on that blue. And then go right down here to this sample we pick off the internet. Perfect. Found the perfect color for me. I can just paint that in. Command D. Then I'm going to take my magic wand, click on this part. Now if you want to grab this part down here blue as well, hold down Shift. Perfect. It grabbed the parts as I wanted. Paintbrush. Color. Blue. I'm going to paint that in. Command D. And then I'm going to take my magic wand, click on this for the red. I need this red. So paintbrush. Blue. There's red. Okay. Command D. And then every place it crosses over, I want to make it like this down here. So I'm going to take my magic wand. Okay, between green and blue, we got cyan. So here, that's the place it's going to be cyan. We're going to take our paintbrush. And I just use this color swatch I found off the internet. Command D. Magic wand. That area in there is going to be white. That's where they all cross each other. Paintbrush. So pixels are blown out to white as the three colors connect across. This one here is going to be, well, it's underneath there, and it's going to be red and green, which would be yellow. So what I'm doing is I'm making just a fun sample now. Green, oh, that'd be yellow right there on that edge. And then between the red and this is going to be cyan, or excuse me, magenta. Cyan is the light blue. See how I'm doing it? Now let's see, we've got red and blue. That's going to be it's more of that magenta. Where this passes over, we've got yellow, looks like in there. So I'm making just a nice sample of this little demonstration. Now the next thing I want you to do is take your type tool with black ink on top and label these. And Command T and you can make that label down here, green. And then go over here and label it. Now, if I want to just make a copy of this really quick, hold down Option or Alt on a PC and drag. It's the same size type and everything. Red. Hold down Option. Type tool. Triple click on it. Blue. Label it all. Now magenta is a long word, and if I would like to do this, I could take it up top here, and I could have a line going to it. Now to make a line, just take your layers palette right down here and click on brand new layer. Find your paintbrush and go down to pencil. Black on top, yep. And pixel wise, I'm gonna add a 3 pixel, okay? And then I'm gonna hold down Shift. Magenta's right there. Now look, since it's on its own layer, you can move that around. Okay? Then I'm going to go back to the magenta. Now again, if I hold down Command, click right on magenta, it finds the right layer for me. Hold down Option. Okay, so there's more magenta if I want to show that in there. I need some over here for yellow, so out here I'm going to put yellow. Now if I want to duplicate that line, I go find it. This is the line, right? Yep, that's the line. Hold down Option, Command T, spin that over here, and I can just place it where I want. Move tool, apply. It's like yellow. Command T, and I can make that shorter. Okay, and then I need to do cyan in that little tiny place right there, so I'm just going to duplicate the green one here. Cyan. And I need to duplicate this line right here. Command T. See? So I made a nice, I really don't need this down here, but what I could do is just duplicate this line. Get the right layer here. And I can like drag this down. Like this is magenta and so is that. Okay, so yeah, kind of fun. It's a really nice display, and then you can get rid of this. So we're just going to take my marquee tool, click over the whole thing, go down to our bottom layer, and hit delete. Would you like to fill it in with white? You bet. Now to get this on its own page, oh, and also do this. Let's put down here colors of light mixed from pixels, or something like that. Let me just make that a little bit smaller, nice, compact. So we're teaching how to do mixing light colors. Okay, and then what I'd like you to do is just take your marquee tool, click and drag just over what you want, just about like that. So when you got the marching ants going on here, we can crop to those marching ants, what I call marching ants. It's called the selection. To crop to the selection, just go to Image, Crop. Command D gets rid of the marching ants, and this flatten it all, layer, flatten image, save as. Now it should already be saved as colors of light. Great, JPEG. I'm going to put that on my desktop so I can find it easily. Make sure it says JPEG right here. It does. Save and maximum quality, yes. And then you can add that to your website. So there's a nice tutorial on how to build colors of light.